Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Trade Ideas Live Trading Room recap for Wednesday, November the 25th. My name is Barry Anderson. I'm the moderator of our trading room. This is the address to get into the room. And the room is open between 9 and 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm on the mic between those two times. All right. I actually had a few losses today, small losses. I'm not going to go over them all. They weren't catastrophic. Guess, let me just bring in Guess here. Guess was a earnings play and had high hopes for it. I mean, here's the let me make sure get the properties in here so that we can see the pre-market. So here's where it closed yesterday. So it was an earnings play, had a nice pop, a little bit of a drop, and then it started to go. And you know, when there are a few earnings plays, what can happen, of course, is that the good ones, everybody wants to get into them on that particular day, but it just didn't happen with Guess today. Now, granted, Guess, I'm not going to look at the daily, but Guess had some resistance up at the 22 level. So probably, people looking at this level here saying, well, how much more can it go? Yeah, a dollar would be nice, but it didn't have a lot of blue sky ahead of it. Anyway, bottom line is this, is I got in at 21.27, right around here. Oops, markup. Got in here. I sold at I sold at 21.19, and then I got in again on the next pop up, 21.28, and I sold at 21.15. So I took small losses on each one of them. Each one of them I had little gains on these spikes, but I just wanted to hold on to it because again I was really hoping that uh, because it was one of the only earnings plays and it's a bit of a name guess, as people know, I thought maybe some traders would be looking at it for the day. It just didn't happen. TWI came from our AI channel. Again, it's positive today, not a lot of activity. Yesterday, just like yesterday, the Mighty Mouse, which is the ones under $5, the only four trades today. They are all, let me just see here. I think this is the only one that got stopped out. But none of them did extremely well. I mean, 11 cents, 9 cents, 3 cents. I mean, none of them did extremely well, just not a lot of volume really today. Not like yesterday where we had a lot of these that just took off and gave us some nice little gains. But again, day before what I call a 4-day holiday. Yes, it's half day on Friday, but let's face it, a lot of traders will certainly take that day off. So it just got a little more slow. Yesterday was really good. It wasn't that slow at all, but today it just definitely there seems to be a difference. So I got into the TWI though at 456. The alert was at 458, I believe. Um, 465. I'm sorry. I got into it at how did I get in at 456? The alert. Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, the entry. Yeah, the entry. The entry was at 455. That was the alert. So I got in at actually 456. Right about here. There we go. The horizontal line. And it actually looked like it was going to do something. Got as high as 466. So, it's a dime, but it looked like it had the power because again, look, when you look at the 15-minute chart, it definitely had some room. And that's another reason why I took it. But anyway, it just didn't work. I took out some at what was my price? I took some out at 460 and some out at 455. So basically, just what I call a pizza tray. That's about all it gave me. Um, TiVo, I got into TiVo, made a little bit of money there, 963 to 970. But certainly the trade for me of the day was STRP. And this is a classic of why teamwork really helps. I think around here, now let me just show you the daily. If you don't know this one, let me just bring up the daily chart on it. If you don't know this one, utter collapse. I mean, $50 down to $7.80. So an absolute utter collapse. And I think there were some fraud allegations. I know that was probably the first reason. And then after that, it just really took off down. Even that's a $15 drop, but I mean, it just continued. However, and this is what I'm talking about, our collaboration in the room, is that somebody probably, I don't know exactly what price, but we'll say around here, just for fun. In fact, I better get the Okay, I do have the pre-market. So there wasn't a lot of pre-market activity actually. What is the date today? The 25th. So right there. So it really wasn't a lot of pre-market activity. But somebody in the room posted that some they had some kind of a patent litigation that has gone before, I think, the DOJ or something that was, uh, obviously it must have been ruled in their favor. But what got me into the trade, so that is what started, wow, and it's now popping up to 13. What got me into the trade was this little RBI, as we call it, a red bar ignored. So you see, here's the big green candle, here's the red candle, and then here's the continuation of the green candle. No, we didn't see this until, I saw this about here, and I got into the trade at 11:07. So two things going for it. Had the little RBI, so red bar ignored, in case you don't know what I'm talking about. Here's a green bar, here's the trend. Sellers tried to knock it down. Look at that big tail. Beautiful. Buyers took over again, drove it back up, and then over $11. So I decided to act on it right there at 11:07 is when I got in to the trade at 11:07 right there. And I took some out quickly just in case. Took some out right here at 11:32 on the way up. And then I was able to hold on to 12.17 for a nice dollar on this one, right about here. So I took the balance out right here. So, from 1108, 1107 up to 1217, a little over a dollar, pulled back. And, I was looking to get back into this trade around here, but I missed it. It just blew right through there. So I actually missed that. So, just had to watch it go on without me. And, but certainly going forward, we'll have to watch this one. Again, take a look at the daily chart and, obviously a huge gap to fill. Now, the only problem I have with this is that because of these fraud allegations that are still probably hanging over it, though I probably should read more about the news, and that's what I'll do once the market's closed. Read a little bit more about why this really went down. Because, this is not just a bad earnings, and now, the company's still obviously in business. This was something a lot worse than that. So anyway, that is it. Oh, the only other one was OCUL. That was a loss. That was a sort of an unfortunate one for me because let's take a look at the daily on this. I really like this one. Here was the RBI. It was over $11. I thought, okay, this is interesting. Here's the RBI again, trend up. But sellers tried to move it down, and then the green candle, and it was over $10. So I like that. So I took the trade at 10:03. Unfortunately, this candle I would have liked to have gotten out about right here. I couldn't do it. It really whipped right down, and so I held on probably a little bit longer than I should have, and exited the trade at I think it was eight. Sorry, eight. It was at 983 for a 20-cent loss. But that's just the way it works sometimes. Sometimes, and I didn't know, but I mean this is a low volume stock, so that you run the risk that sometimes you want to put a stop in a low volume stock when it wants to go down, it really goes down. It can go through your stop. Anyway, that's it. So tomorrow's a holiday, of course. Friday is a half day. I may show up in the room. Definitely not doing a video on Friday, but I'll be certainly back bright and early Monday morning. So I still don't know. I may open the room up, but I probably won't share my screen. I might do some trading on my own, but I may open the room up, but not quite sure. But definitely, we'll see everybody bright and early on Monday morning. So everybody have a great Thanksgiving. If you live in the States, I live in Canada, but you live in the States, I wish everybody have a happy Thanksgiving. And again, we'll see you on Monday. And here again is how to get into the room. Here's the address and open from 9 a.m. and 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And yes, I am live on the mic between those two times. All right. Bye-bye.